The Battle of Prome was a land-based battle between the Kingdom of Burma and the British Empire that took place near the city of Prome, modern-day Pyay, in 1825 as part of the First Anglo-Burmese War. It was the last-ditch effort by the Burmese to drive out the British from Lower Burma. The poorly equipped Burmese army, despite the advantage in numbers, suffered a defeat. The British Army's subsequent march toward north threatened Ava, which led to peace negotiation by the Kingdom of Burma. Following the defeat of Danhabu and the death of General Maha Bandula, King Bagayador ordered the General Maha Nemyo to capture Prome with an army with superiority in number. The Burmese army divided into 3 divisions and positioned themselves around Prome in Simbike, Napadi Hills, and the western shore of Irrawaddy River. The Burmese army harassed the British position in outlying regions around Prome by leading small raids but did not commit to an attack on Prome itself. The British Army, led by Gen. Archibald Campbell, composed of several regiments of Royal Foot Infantry and Madras Native Infantry and Artillery. On 1 December 1825, General Campbell initiated an attack on the Left Division led by Maha Nemyo, while distracting the Centre Division with a cannon barrage. The Left Division was stormed with a bayonet charge led by Lt. General Willoughby Cotton, and a follow-up attack by General Campbell caused a complete rout of the Left Division of the Burmese Army. The British Army attacked the Centre Division on the Napadi Hills the following day, and due to the bravery of the native infantry, drove the Burmese troops from the hills. An attack on the Right Division, situated on the western shore of Irrawaddy River, caused a general retreat of the Burmese Army. Background: after defeating the Burmese Army and the Commander-in-Chief Maha Bandula at Danhabu in April 1825, the British consolidated their gains in Lower Burma, Arakan and Tenasserim Coast as well as in Assam and Manipur. Initial peace negotiations were commenced in September 1825 at Narjrong Binzake, 20 miles north of Prome. The British demanded that the Burmese recognise the independence of Manipur and desist from interference with Assam and Kashmir, cede Rakuna and its dependencies, receive a British resident at the court of Ava, and pay an indemnity of £2 million sterling. Yangon and Tananay would be held until the indemnity was paid. The court of Ava had not expected, and were unwilling to accept, the full dismemberment of their Western Empire and the crushing penalty demanded. But with the army severely depleted, a Burmese envoy, the Lord of Kavlan, replied that his government would give up any claim to Assam and Manipur. Objected to the British choice for the future Manipuri Raja would cede the Tenasserim Coast but not Arakan. The British were unimpressed. The question is not how much you will cede to us but how much we shall return to you. The negotiations broke down, and the Burmese decided to fight on despite the fact that the army was severely short of experienced men and arms. Alone, over the rainy season of 1825, they had raised more men, and the entire Burmese defences now consisted of 30,000 soldiers. However, most of the new conscripts were ill-trained and ill-equipped combatants. The Burmese army responsible for attack on Prome consisted mainly of Shans, and the total strength was about 10,000 men. By one account, the non-Shan portion of the army was only 1,300. The Burmese command had also posted a 3,000-strong army led by Minla Mingkong at the western bank of the Irrawaddy north of Prome as a defensive measure. British Army under the command of General Cotton, Royal Foot Infantry, 1st, 41st, and 89th Regiments, Madras Native Infantry, 18th and 28th Regiments, 250 Royal Engineers, 100 Pioneers, some artillery, under the command of General Campbell, Royal Foot Infantry, 13th, 38th, 47th, and 87th Regiments, Madras Native Infantry, 38th Regiment, Defence at Prome, 4 Madras Native Infantry Regiments, battle. In November 1825, the Burmese forces under Mahani Myo mainly consisted of several Shan regiments led by their own Shan Sorbus, made a daring push to recapture Pyay, and nearly succeeded. But by early December, the superior firepower of the British had won out and defeated the last-ditch effort by the Burmese. Following the rainy season, the Burmese army in 3 columns approached Prome. Both flanks of the British position were threatened, but the control of the river was maintained by the command of the flotilla and a detachment, 26th Madras Native Infantry, at Padong on the right bank. Despite their superior in number, the Burmese forces remained in the protection of the cover of the jungle for several days after their arrival and maintained harassments against the British flanks. As noted by the Annual Register, Burmese warfare style at that time involved creeping onward slowly and certainly, stockading and entrenching at every step, risking no general engagement. On the 1st of December, General Campbell left 4 regiments of native infantry in Prome and marched against the division of Mahani Myo at Sinbake, on the left position. To divert the attention of the centre position, a cannon barrage of the flotilla, led by Sir James Brisbane, commenced against the works on the river coordinated with Campbell's march. The barrage was maintained for approximately 2 hours to maintain the diversion. At the Nawin River, the British Army was divided into 2 columns, and the 2 columns marched parallel to each other along the river. The right column, led by Brigadier General Cotton, first encountered the left division of Burmese Army, estimated 10,000 men strong, and stormed the enemy's position with a bayonet charge, causing the enemy to rout. The left column encountered the enemy as they were retreating and finished their rout. Despite their swift defeat, the Shan's troops were noted for their bravery. According to the Annual Register, the Shans fought bravely and maintained the contest till the greater part of them were cut down. On the 2nd of December, after the rout of Mahani Myo of the left division, Campbell was quick to follow up with an attack on the centre division of the Burmese Army, led by Ki Wung Hee, on the Napadi Hills. An attack against the defence at the base of the hills was led by 6 companies of the 87th Regiment, and the Burmese Army was quickly overwhelmed, retreating to the defensive positions on the hills. The Burmese Army maintained a strong position on the Napadi Hills, which were accessible only by a narrow road and guarded with artillery. The British Army employed a multi-pronged attack on the hills. The 13th and 38th Regiment of the 1st Bengal Brigade engaged the Burmese Army from the front, while the 87th Regiment engaged from the right. The Burmese Army was driven from the hills subsequently, and as a result, the 2 divisions positioned on the eastern shore of the Irrawaddy River had been routed. On the 5th of December, an attack on the Burmese division led by Minla Mingkong commenced with the transport of the troops to the western shore of Irrawaddy River. A rocket brigade and a mortar battery opened fire at the Burmese position, and the Burmese troops retreated from the artillery attack. A manned attack led by General Cotton, Brigadier Richard Armstrong, and Colonel Godwin stormed the Burmese position immediately following the artillery attack and dispersed the remaining Burmese troops. Aftermath. With a large portion of the Burmese Army dispersed at Prome, the British Army led by Campbell advanced toward Ava unimpeded until they encountered a stockaded defence at Bargan. Due to a diminished military power, the Kingdom of Burma was more inclined to negotiate for peace and accept the terms and demands posed by the British. The first of such negotiations took place on the 1st of January 1826.